What's up? What's up?
How you doing, man? Good to see
What's
you.
going on? Good to see you too, man. Just let everybody know I'm here with Craig Nash. Craig is we became business partners. I guess a little bit over a year ago now, right?
Yep,
Somewhere
it's
around there.
actually a year. August 1st was the
Yeah,
year.
yeah, man. So yeah, so Craig's gonna be able to share some stuff with us that I think would be beneficial to a lot of people. Just let everybody know every Thursday we're doing this interview where we're interviewing some of the baddest agents, baddest being good in the industry, and some of the things that they've been able to do in order to grow their business, have a productive life, create freedom within their life, time freedom, and everything. So, like I said, every Thursday, 11 o'clock here. So Craig, man, I've been watching you for a minute, and I know we've been partners for over a year, and I've been seeing things just keep going up and up. As far as
Yeah,
your business.
it's awesome. Been awesome. I mean, I came to EXP a year ago, and I was just thinking about this morning. I said, I came for like, the stock options, the rev share, and just, the higher commission rate and stuff like that. But I got all that, but then I got a whole bunch more that I wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
And the ability to collaborate with the best agents in the world at any time, they're just at my fingertips, and just ask them and pick their brains, and just really enjoy doing that. And it's allowed me to grow my business in ways I didn't even think was possible. So
Yeah, man, that's awesome, man. I always tell people like, when you explaining the opportunity to somebody, it's kind of like looking through the window of the store, right?
mhm.
Like you see the nice things in the store, you see the clothes, you see whatever it is that you like in the store, but it ain't the same as if you get in the store, because when you
Right.
go in the store, it's some stuff behind that you're not seeing through
Yeah,
the window, you
whole
know.
lot more.
Yeah, so there's a whole lot more.
Is what you see. So
Yep, yep. So
uh,
it's one of those things, and that's basically what you're saying right now. It's like you saw the opportunity far away, or looking through the window, but like getting into it is like, oh man, I didn't know all this was at my exposure as well. So
right, right. So I mean, from the training I've gotten, just from just being able to talk to people that have been in the business for a while and just pick their brains about what they're doing. And it could be anything. It just how I want to grow my business. I can go find the person that's done it, and then you know collaborate with them people and figure out what they're doing.
yeah, that's the quickest way to success, right?
Yeah.
Just following somebody's path that already done it. Like, you're gonna get there so much faster that way.
Yep. I don't have to reinvent the wheel. Just do it. What
Yep,
they're doing. So
yep, absolutely, man. So, all right, so like I said, me and you, we've been on a couple of events now, right? We,
yeah,
we,
Chicago was awesome, and then we just went to Dallas. So
we just went to Dallas, man. So like, all right. So tell me a little bit about what Dallas was for you.
well, I mean, Tony Robbins was at Dallas, man. How often do you get to see Tony Robbins live?
Yeah,
There's 1,000 of us. I mean, it took me probably 2 days to get my voice back, just because I was screaming and yelling so loud, just because he's so high energy. Um, Tony is all about energy, and I just realized that I need to be more about energy and get going, and just to really help me to raise my energy level a lot in that respect. But at the same time, in Dallas, the other thing, it goes back to, I could collaborate with people that have been so successful in real estate, and just go up and talk to them and just pick their brain for a minute, find the golden nugget out of them, and see what they're doing. It was really awesome. And the other thing is that Glenn Sanford is our founder, and he's so down to earth that he'd take the time to talk to you in the hallway if you just ran into him. It was just interesting that you don't see that in companies. Most of them people just walk on by and just keep on going. Glenn's not that way. He'll sit there and take the time and talk to you, see how you're doing. So that was a great experience for me.
yeah, yeah. I bumped into him a few different times there. A lot of other people. I seen him sitting down at random folks dinner table and just helping them out. The ability to collaborate is like no other. But it comes from a place of abundance, right?
Oh
You know,
yeah.
when you have an abundant mindset,
Mhm.
like you don't mind sharing and you don't mind helping or imparting in somebody else's life. Plus, it doesn't hurt that everybody's an owner here. So
Yeah, yeah. That's the beauty thing about it. I mean, if everybody's doing well, it helps everybody else out. I
yeah,
mean, it's just that's how it works. So, I mean, it's just wonderful. I mean, we all own stock. I mean, we all like to see the stock go up. So that's the beautiful thing about it. You know, if somebody wants to ask me how I'm doing, hey, come on, I'll share.
yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah. So all right, so going back to Tony Robbins. So I mean, I was there. I mean, you were there. I mean, just the excitement and the energy in that room was
oh yeah,
like no other, man.
it was like a rock concert. To be honest with you. So, I mean, it was really cool. The biggest takeaway I got out of Tony Robbins was he talked about potential, action, results, and then beliefs, and it all works together in kind of a circular pattern. And if one of them gets out of line, then it affects everything else that's going on. So, so visualizing your results to, have unlimited potential is just unbelievable.
Yeah.
So,
I mean that was a big takeaway for me as well. But I like his style because his style he didn't just tell us. He kind
right,
of he did this whole thing to have us to kind of figure it out on our own
right.
in the meeting. And I'm sitting there and I'm having these aha moments about the things that have affected me in my life that I've gotten the biggest results from and why I got those
Pretty
things.
moments as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. I mean, just think about it. I mean, he could have easily just told us, like, "Hey, this is the step for step one. This is a step for step two."
Right.
But the fact that he had us to actually think and to come up with a conclusion on our own, like, I mean, it was almost like revelation knowledge when it hit me. It was like, "Oh my God, this is the reason why I've been able
Yeah.
to do the stuff I've been able to do, and this is the
Right.
reason why I haven't been able to do the other stuff I wanted to do." So,
Yeah. What was really cool is because you were sitting there in a group of people and you got to know everybody around that group because you were sitting there collaborating with them during the Tony Robbins event, just about what was going on and how what your breakthroughs were in the past and how it got to where you are today. And it was really cool to actually talk to those people. And some of the people are now like best buds of mine. So it was neat to have that experience too, just at that event.
yeah. So all right, so let's talk about that a little bit as well. So like just the connections being made, there. I mean, I'm sure like we hung out sometimes, but I mean, you was also able to connect with a lot of other people and hang
Well,
out.
yeah, what was really cool about that is seeing the people that I seen in Cabo and then seeing them in Dallas and then reconnecting there with them and talking to them more about it and stuff and just, where they were in Cabo versus where they were, 6 months later.
Mm,
I mean, it was cool to hear those stories. It's really cool to hear people's stories of where they were, to what they did, and now they're here. So, I
mm,
mean, there's a lot of it. So,
yeah,
and then I got to spend a little time with Joel. Joel does our training call every other Wednesday, and it was neat just to sit there and talk to him in person, and really connect with him. I see him on a screen, but now I can connect to him in person, which is really neat. So,
yeah, yeah. I mean, just what you're saying, like the growth that happens from Cabo to Dallas,
yeah,
from Dallas to Vegas, which is going to be in November.
yeah,
Vegas back to Cabo. It just like you're growing literally from event
yeah.
to event, right?
I mean, think about this, James. You weren't on stage in Cabo. You got up on stage in Dallas for recognition.
Yeah, that was cool. That was cool. You're right about that. Right about that, man. So I mean, just seeing the growth of everybody, man. I mean, it's been pretty amazing. It's kind of like one of those things. Like I can tell the people that are going to the events based upon their level of growth, right? And
Oh
that
yeah,
show up this stuff.
yeah,
So you look at them, and then you start seeing growth in their business, and you start seeing them doing better. And then immediately, I mean, I go back to like how many times that person showed up to a training, how many times that person went out of town to an event, how many, what I'm saying, like it's not a
Mhm.
coincidence. Success leaves clues, right?
I mean, you're getting so much. I mean, just knowledge just going to the event. I mean, get you pumped up, get you going. You know, you're just meeting people, and then you feel comfortable to go out and actually talk to them and see what they're actually doing. on a day-to-day basis to make them successful.
Yeah.
And you just have to repeat it. That's all you got to do.
Yeah. I mean, like how many times you get to be just like outside of the actual event itself, but like I mean, I spent some time with people, in the pool, some people in the hot tub, some people over dinner, and
Yeah.
you having random conversations with a person that you don't really know that well, but then you find out that person is crushing it. They're selling like 400 houses a year, they're selling 300 houses a year. Like you start talking to people, and they regular folks just like you.
Yep.
But they tapped into a system, they tapped into a process, and
Yep.
they're willing to share what they've been able to do, open up their playbook in order for you to take
Yeah.
it back and start working.
Yeah. And it's just, that's what I did. I mean, that's what I do. I mean, Joel's 25-10-4 thing is just, unbelievable to me. 25 opportunities, focus on that. You'll get you 10 face to faces and you'll get 4 deals. Yeah, I mean, that works. Continues to stack month after month after month. So,
Yeah, I remember when you was telling me that you would text me. You was like, "Hey, this process works. I've got X amount of deals going. I got other people in the pipeline. So
yeah.
it's amazing, dude. Because like a lot of stuff is not always this big huge adjustment that you have to make. Sometimes it's just a little small adjustment.
A little
In your
tweak.
thinking. Yeah, a little tweak, but that tweak takes you so far. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like like you're flying an airplane. So if you go off course just a little bit, you're gonna be way far away from where you thought
Yep.
you were gonna land. So it's the same process, right?
Yep, it is. It really is so. I mean, the other thing is, we had training down in Atlanta with, Kitchens and those guys. So I mean, that was very helpful. Just some of the scripts, just how you say some of the words and stuff like that. Those are just little tweaks that will change the conversation drastically.
Yeah.
So
So we call it like taking the marbles out of your mouth, right? You know? I mean, you get in there, you sometimes you got the marbles, or you like
yeah,
you don't know what to say or whatever. But this here takes those out of your mouth, and you're using a system, and you're using processes, you're saying stuff that people have been able to do in order to sell hundreds of homes a year.
right,
So it's not a question of if this works; it's a question of if you're going to do it,
right.
right?
Yeah, it's all about effort.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, what you put into is what you're gonna get out of it. So
Yep, yep. And see, and that's the thing that as I talk to agents, and their whole process is like some of them they're doing things, and they got the effort part of it right, but
mhm,
they don't have the right process.
right.
So when you got an agent that's hungry, like I was at the time, like you were, what I'm saying,
Mhm.
like and you put the process behind it as well, then success becomes very easy at that
Yeah.
point. And that's basically what you're describing now.
Yeah, and you start stacking it one on top of the other, and
Yep.
that's
Yep.
that's just the way business works. It just momentum.
Yeah, momentum. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. So man, I know that some of the times, like I said, we hung out. You met some of the people from Cabo that was there. But what about like were you able to create any new relationships that you did?
Yeah, there's quite a few new relationships I created, and just they became like Facebook friends, and then we got on a workplace chat, and a couple of them set up some groups, and we can sit there and talk to each other and stuff like that. And that's just a neat way to communicate about what they're doing, and then hey, look forward to seeing you in Vegas, and then I look forward to seeing you in Cabo next year.
Yeah,
So that's just cool.
yeah,
So,
yeah. So I mean, and like you said, when you're talking to these folks and you're seeing the growth in their business, and it's one of those things. Like I always say, like my business did not change until I jumped on an airplane and flew to California. Like
yeah,
that was the biggest difference in my business. I flew to California, went to a conference there, got information from that conference, started connecting with people, and I came back and I started implementing what I learned there.
yeah,
Like that's probably like everything is a sacrifice, right?
yeah.
So you sacrificing time with family and all that other stuff to make it happen. But if you want to be successful, You got to get around the people that are already doing it,
You
right?
gotta invest in yourself a little bit, and then you learn it, and then actually apply it. And then once you apply it, then you'll see the results. So, I mean,
Yeah.
that's the good thing about it.
Yeah,
So,
so that's a big thing that you just said there because like a lot of people like they want to know like how do I get the next lead generation system? How do I get more leads flowing in or whatever? And you
mhm.
know, and that's always a tricky thing. Like you know, I always tell them like, hey, we can get leads flowing right now. You know, we can get hundreds of leads flowing right now. That's the
Yeah,
easy.
that's not a problem.
Yeah, that's not a problem. Leads is sometimes the easiest thing to get. But how to convert those leads,
Right.
another story. But
Hmm.
but it goes back to what you were just saying. Like you have to be willing to invest in yourself first. Before
Hmm.
you spend any money on leads, before you spend any money on any type of systems or whatever, you have to invest in yourself first.
And that's a mindset thing too. I mean, you got to have a good mindset to actually do that, and then actually convert it into a process to actually do well and get results.
Yep, yep. So you know, the group that we're connected with is Honey Badgers with Jay, Michael, Al Stasic, John Kitchens, just some bad as in good agents that has been, really influenced in this industry. Our group represented very well as far as the people
Very much.
Chauncey, just just represented tremendously and added tremendous value to it. Just how is that being part of that group and that alignment helped your business so far?
The amount of knowledge those guys have is just unbelievable. I mean, those guys know how to sell houses. They know how to attract agents, and they're more than willing to share that with you.
Mm.
And all it is a phone call away,
Yeah,
you know, or a message away on Facebook or whatever. They will open it up to you.
yeah,
Your
yeah.
playbook is open.
I mean, and that's a big thing, and like that's not really heard of in this industry because in most situations, it's you're a competition, right? So
Right.
if you're a broker or an agent in your office and you have somebody that's killing it, and you go ask them like, "Hey,
Yeah,
how?"
fair.
They're not gonna share. Like, why would they? You know,
Yeah.
you're competition to them. Like, why would you want to help train up your competition, right?
Yeah.
But
I mean, just look at Jay Kitchen. I mean, Jay Kitchen. I mean, that guy was in the middle of nowhere, Oklahoma, selling a ton of houses. How do you do that? Well,
yeah,
here's how you did it.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's just, ask him. He'll tell you.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if I had to think of all the places to that I want to create a real estate empire, I don't think Oklahoma. I don't think that would be one of the ones that I would say that I just not say anything bad about the area, whatever. But I mean, you don't consider that like a huge area for production, right?
Right.
Like you don't think of that in that aspect. I mean, you might think of Atlanta, Texas, New York,
Right.
California, but I mean, to be in that environment selling 530 homes, like, I mean, that is freaking amazing in and of itself, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah. So you got to have the right systems and processes in order to do something like that on that
Yeah.
level. Yeah.
And he's made it duplicatable, that's for sure. I
Yep.
mean, you can duplicate it easy.
Yep. Yep. So all right. So tell me, man. So like, all right. So we go to Tony. We hear Tony Robbins, and Tony
Mhm.
Robbins is getting everybody energized, and you're taking all the nuggets from it. So what are some of the things that you implement when you get back?
Well, it was put a whole lot more energy in my effort, that's for sure. So I mean, that was the biggest thing is that he's all about high energy, and when I get on the phone, I'm no longer sitting down; it's standing up and walking around, and I'm just getting my blood pressure up a little bit. So
Yeah. Yeah. Changing the state.
yeah,
Changing the state. That's what he talked about there. And that, I mean, I've been doing the same thing, man. It's just like, I mean, just yesterday, I mean, I had a little situation going, and I thought about like the conference, and I thought about Tony Robbins with the state. Then I jumped up and I was like, I start yelling, just like,
You have a voice for 2 days, man. I'm
yeah,
jealous.
yeah, man. So I mean, I started doing that, and immediately my mind shifted.
Wow, yeah,
And that's really what I mean. If I really had to break it down to the biggest things that impacted change in my life for the better, it was always a mind shift. Um,
yeah,
it wasn't systems, initially. It was the mind shift that happened first,
yep,
and then the way to do it came afterward.
yeah. Well, you focus on the what and the why, and then the how will happen.
Yep, yep. And I
Yeah.
think like most people, they focus on the how first, and when
Mm-hmm.
you focus on the how first, I think that kind of blocks everything up. So like just if you make the shift in your mind first, or set the goal, say,
Mm-hmm.
if you're talking about a thermostat, you set the thermostat at 70 degrees. Uh,
Yeah.
don't change it. It'll eventually get to 70 degrees. You
Right.
So I mean, it's the same thing I think with your mind. It's like you set the goal,
Mm-hmm.
the how to get there will start to come after you
Yeah.
set the goal.
Yeah.
And it's not even. Sometimes it's how, and sometimes it's who.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, who do I need in my life to get me to where I want to be.
Yep. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I like, that's why I like you, and I like, I like Levi, Dan. Those guys have all been real helpful. Um, you know, it's cool to see, people like Wyatt. That guy's on fire.
Yeah, man. No, but I mean, to your credit, man, like I mean, you came on board and you start sucking up all the information right away. You like a sponge, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing the growth. I'm seeing the stuff. I mean, you told me some of your goals that you got in place, and everything is just kind of lining up as you continue to, get around, us and other folks, and just change the mindset. Just what you showed me right before we got on this. Like I was like, man, like he's ready. He's doing things right now based upon the conference that he just left. So like
Yep.
that's powerful, right?
Yeah, it is. So, I mean, it took a couple days to unpack things, and then you got to take the action of what you unpacked. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah. So I'm sure you probably had a ton of notes like I did. So
Well, I got like football notes. So
yeah, yeah. So all right. So how does that work? I mean, do you set time to just kind of go back through some of the stuff?
yeah, I spent like a couple of days just reading back through my notes and going, what am I going to take away from this, and where do I want to implement this into my business, and how am I going to implement it in my business, and that's how you know it's just like, well, I got to do this, and you just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Tony talks about immediate action, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just taking that action right away, and that's what we've been doing, right? Like
Yeah.
we see something, we see the change that need to be made, and you jump on it right away, and you don't let anything stop. I mean, I know he was talking before. It was like, man, some of the people, like, you look at all these different ways to lose weight. And sometimes somebody just need to get behind you on your ear and just say, "Run, run!"
Yeah. So, I mean, it was just like, I seen you in the world, which was kind of really cool. I mean, that you just popped up right next to me, like, hey, there's James, And, that was just, me taking some action to start a team. So that's what I'm going to do. So,
Yeah, yeah. So that's awesome, man. So so you're in the process based upon the stuff that you saw to go ahead and start the team process.
yep.
That's good. That's good. So man, like I said, I've been really enjoying the progress and the growth that's been happening. Not only just within our group, within
Mhm.
the stuff that you've been going over, which has been freaking amazing, man. Honestly, when we got to hang out with you and your wife and y'all catching like big huge marlins.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was great. Bravo. That's
Yeah.
this thing right there, man.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, I'm sure y'all probably gonna go, marlin fishing next time you go to Cabo, right?
You bet.
Man, we got to set up time. I got to go with you this time, man. Like I saw that thing. I ain't gonna lie. When I saw it, I was like, man, I was a little jealous. If I didn't have another trip,
I'm just glad that I got an opportunity to catch one because my wife got the first one. I was like, oh, hey, I might not get a chance.
how would that affect your pride? You know, knowing that your wife caught a big.
Oh, I know. It would have hurt. It would have hurt bad. She outfished me. Hers was a much bigger fish than mine. But.
Yeah, but at least you caught a one. That's the biggest thing, right?
Mine was prettier.
Yeah, there you go. So all right, man. So what suggestion you have for an agent that is wanting to grow, and has plans for growth, but needs to be in the right environment. Like what would you suggest to them?
Go to an event. Invest in yourself. Connect with people that are doing it. You can find them very easily. You just got to go out and connect with them and figure out what they're doing and just duplicate it.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah. Only duplicates matters, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, Craig, man, it's been, like I said, it's been awesome just being partnered with you. I appreciate you jumping on here, sharing. If anybody, looking for a real estate agent, I can't think of no better guy than Craig. Give a shout out for where you at, Craig.
I'm in Greenville, South Carolina, so anywhere up in the upstate of South Carolina, I'll be more than happy to help you out.
Yep. So, and also if anybody's in the area or outside the area that want to know about Craig's experience being partner here with us, definitely reach out to him. We're open book regardless what anybody does. Our purpose is to be able to share and add value. So, we have a few free events that we do that we open the playbook on some of the stuff that we've been doing, regardless if you're connected with us or not, because we're big givers. We have an abundant mindset. We believe there's enough for everybody. I believe that there's enough business and there's enough success for everybody in this
Very
business.
much so.
Yeah. So definitely reach out to Craig. You can DM me for any questions like that. And just as a reminder, every Thursday at 11 o'clock, we're going to be, bringing somebody that's been, having impact in the real estate community and interviewing them so they can add value to you. So any departing words, Craig?
Yeah, just continue to sell real estate, man.
Continue to sell real estate. I like it, man. Hey, man, I love it, man. Love you and your beautiful wife, bro. And I'm glad to be partnering with you.
Thanks, man.